Hi friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette and today I am going to do the Prairie Trail tag. This tag was created by Anne from In Search of Wonder in honor of the Prairie Trail Readathon that she is co-hosting this month with Alma from Alma's Book Journey. I am not officially participating in the readathon because I am co-hosting the Keep Me in Suspense readathon with Caitlin from Chronicles of Book Nerd. So I am focusing on suspense books, not reading Prairie Trail books. But when I saw her post this tag, I really loved the questions and I want to support this readathon even though I'm not reading from it. So I am going to go through the questions that she created and we're going to chat. I'm going to show you some fun books. Okay, so question number 1 is stocking up and starting off. If you have to go on a trip today, what 2 books would you be packing to go with you? The books you are currently reading or want to read next. So for currently reading, I am reading Everywhere to Hide by Sari Mitchell. It is a suspense. I'm on page 212, chapter 34. So I only have like 110 pages left. So I mean, I most likely could finish this tonight. So I might not have to take it on my trip tomorrow. My other book is The Day the World Came to Town by Jim DeFede. This is part of about the 911, like Gander, Newfoundland's response to 911 and helping the planes that had nowhere to go, basically. I just started this on audio today, so I'm only 12% in, just starting chapter 4, so I could bring this one with me. The next book I plan on starting after I finish Everywhere to Hide is Trail of Mountain Secrets by Darlene L. Turner. This is a love-inspired suspense, and it is the last book on my August TBR officially. So that is what I would bring for sure. However, I would also throw in my Kindle so that I would just have other options as well. Number 2, Injury and Disease. What health or wellness nutrition nonfiction book has been the most helpful or informative for you? None. I have never read any health and wellness books, nutrition books. The closest would be what's included in a cookbook, maybe, but I don't own any, so I don't have any to talk about. Number 3, Wagon Repair. Is there a book you own that is in very poor condition and or has been repaired, but you keep it because of sentimental reasons? So I have a stack. I have a few to talk about here because I couldn't narrow it down. So the first one is the oldest book, I think, on my shelves. Well, now I'm not sure actually. But that is Harry's Holidays. It was given to my grandfather, my dad's dad, in Christmas of 1919. And it's actually not in poor condition, like horrible, like it's split a little bit there. And I've never read this because you can barely open the pages. So I wouldn't want to try to read it. But this was given to my grandfather, whose name was Harry, so hence that. The other book I have was my mom's as a kid, so it's a little damaged down here, and then like it's split a little bit, but it's not too bad. I don't have a year in this, but I mean, my mom is mid-70s and she had this as a kid, so yeah. Then I have my Bible my dad's Bible. Take out some of the things. And so you can see that it has tape on the side, so it's being fixed. But when you open it, it is split. It does have also tape on the back that's holding the cover on. But it has like all his notes in, has a bunch of stuff, has like sticky notes and stuff. I couldn't get rid of it. So that is one. And keeping on the Bible train, I have my Bible. I'm going to take out the bulletins. I have my Bible that was given to me from my parents upon entering my first year of college. So August of 1997. And it is taped up quite a bit. It has tape on the inside holding sheets together. Bunch of tape. It is also kind of starting to split, and the back is also taped. I don't know if you can tell, there's tape to hold the map in. But yeah, so this is still the Bible that I use on a regular basis all the time. And we do take my husband's Bible to church because he doesn't like to read around my notes in this. But my husband has basically the exact same Bible, other than his is a leather cover, mine's the hardcover. But I mean, I went to Bible college and this was thrown into my bag, always taken with me. It has been beaten up quite a bit, but I absolutely love it. And another Bible that I have is from my dad also. And I don't have the year in here, but it was presented to my father upon advancement from primary to upper school. And that was in England. I don't know exactly what year that would have been, but it is also has tape holding a page in. So that's the page that sticks out. So yeah, I will definitely keep them. They are sentimental. Number 4, hunting. What author, genre, or titles do you look for when browsing through used books? When I go to a used bookstore, I will look at the books on the shelf. This is like way too wide for my hands. I will look at the books on the shelf and look at the spines. And if I recognize a Christian publisher spine, like logo at the bottom, I will then go, oh, what book is that? What author is that, right? Like that is my first thing, is to go through. I gotta minus some of here. There we go. So like the ones I look for are Bethany House, Revel, Thomas Nelson, Zondervan, Tyndale, Mal Barber, like kind of those are the ones that I know offhand. And so if I recognize a logo, I will then look up, because I just get overwhelmed looking at them all and trying to read every single title, because a lot of times they're mixed in. I will also usually take a list, especially when we're going to the States. I will take a list and just put it in my purse of books I am looking for, sorted by alphabetical, because that's the way a lot of stores put them. Like Second and Charles, half price books, they're in alphabetical order usually. It's only thrift stores where they're just very random. And I will take the list because being in the States, I don't have data on my phone, and very rare do I have Wi-Fi, so I can't just pull up my Goodreads to see, do I want to read this? Do I own it, right? So yeah, that's what I do. Okay, number 5, cooking over a campfire. What is your favorite cookbook or website or vlog? Well, I would say this is my favorite cookbook, but not really for the recipes per se. I've done a few from it, but so that cookbook is Clueless in the Kitchen, a cookbook for teens. So my parents gave this to me for Christmas 1998. I wasn't actually a teen then, I was 20, but yeah. And it says, you're young, you're hungry, you're clueless. The kitchen looms before you like something from the X-Files. There's food in there, but then what? It'll have to be cooked, or at least peeled. Probably both. It's enough to scare even the foolhardy, but then so is a diet of craft dinner, and you can't afford to keep ordering pizza. What do you do? So yeah, and it starts with like kind of starting from scratch. How do you deal with the appliances? How do you clean them? What's the best way? Then it has like little icons And it gives you what they mean. So cheap eats, mom food, vegetarian, cooking to impress, couch potato food, dinner for the family. So then beside every recipe, let's go to our recipe. Beside every recipe, there is some of the icons, so you kind of know which one to look for. In this, banana bread is probably the recipe that we've used the most in this. And I was gonna say, like, it probably opens to it. It does. So the banana bread recipe is one we've used a lot still. Like, it's my go-to banana bread recipe. And then I've also really like the cinnamon swirl coffee cake, I think it's called. Of course, I can't find it right at the moment. But yeah, this is kind of my fun cookbook. I can't say I really use it for anything other than a couple recipes, but yeah. For main meal recipes, my primary source is either like I'm watching YouTube and see somebody do one that I'm interested in, so then I go check out the pinned recipe, or I go to allrecipes.com and look there. But I also watch her YouTube, so yeah, that's really probably my primary source for them, but I had to mention this one because it's just fun. Number 6, fort or town restocking. Where do you source most of your books? Used bookstores. I'm getting better at using the library, but the selection's not always great, and then, so yeah, used bookstores. Number 7, grief and loss. What books would you most loathe to part with if you were ever forced to downsize your library? Well, other than the sentimental books, I would loathe to part with them. I would say my Lineage Blackburn books are probably my top books right now, that because they're ones I've already read twice. I would read again, majority of them. I haven't read them all twice, but those would be my first ones that I'd be like, oh no. I mean, then I've got my Terry Blackstock books, which I've been collecting for years, like before Andrew and I got married. So I wouldn't want to part with some of them either. Same with like my D. Henderson O'Malley series, like some of the ones I've had for a long time, I wouldn't want to part with. Number 8, river crossing. What is a book that always refreshes and encourages you, or a book that you return to again and again? The Christmas Bargain by Shanna Hatfield. And don't let the Christmas title fool you. Yes, there is a Christmas scene in it, but a lot of the book does not take place at Christmas. I have read this book 5 times, and I would read it again. Maybe I'll read it again this December. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It is a marriage convenience story, and is book 1 in the Hardman Holidays series. I have not read the rest of the series as often as I've read this. I have read it multiple times, but I have not read them 5 times. Yeah, this is totally my favorite book that it's just a fun story. I love the characters. I love the community. Watching them get to know each other and then love grow and kind of fight their feelings because they don't feel like the other one feels the same. I love this story. I love it. So it refreshes me and it always leaves me happy at the end. Number 9, Desert Crossing. What is a dry and boring book that you could not wait to finish, but you did? Well, most recently, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I just did not care. I did not care. And Pip drove me insane halfway through the book. And it was like, what are you doing? Why? How dare you treat him like, yeah. But I finished it because one of my really good friends told me it's one of her favorite books, which I'm really questioning. Why is it? But yeah, that's that book. Number 10, Mountain Crossing. What is a book that you have read that was very heavy, either in page count, weight, or subject matter? So I have 3. So the first one is kind of goes in with the weight and subject matter, and that is the Golden Filly Collection #1 by Lorraine Snelling. So this is actually 5 books in this collection. In this series, we are following Trish, who is 15 at the beginning, turns 16 early in the book, and her father is really sick. And they don't know, initially they don't know what's wrong with him, and then things develop and it does not have a happy ending. And meanwhile, she's also trying to make a name for herself in horse racing, and things happen. Like, there are accidents that happen, people get injured. There's really sad moments that happen throughout. I was in tears at the end of this book, even though I knew what had happened, because it was a reread for me. But yeah, heavy. Another one is The Pink Bonnet by Liz Tolsima. This is set in, what year? 1933 in Memphis, Tennessee. And we are following a mother whose daughter has been wrongfully taken from her. Then we find out that the person that took her daughter is not only took her daughter, but has taken other daughters and sold them to other people. And some have been sold and accepted as children, and others have been sold and used as slaves. It is so sad to know that this is based on a true story, true events that happened. Oh my gosh. And another one that deals with a tough subject is No Ocean Too Wide by Carrie Taransky. So some kids get sent to an orphanage when their mom gets sick, some siblings, and then they get shipped over to Canada and separated. And like, the way that it was done by the people that ran this orphanage, like, wait, what? And again, this is based on true events that happened. And so then we're following the older sister trying to find her younger siblings and trying to reconnect the family. It is such a difficult topic, but I loved the story. I so connected with it. Number 11, choose your ending. So you have 2 options here. A, you have died of dysentery. You've died, whatever. And you need to hand over the reins to 3 booktube channels that are new or new to you. Or you can take option B, where you have arrived in the Willamette Valley. You can tag 3 booktube besties you hope will be your next door neighbors. Well, I don't want to decide, Anne. So I'm going to do both. And then that's just the way it's going to be. So for me dying, and I have to hand over the reign to 3 new to me booktubers. So those are going to be Kristin from Kristin Lynn Tiford. I don't know, probably didn't say the last name right. Julia from Rooted Reading, and Ashley from Read with Ashley. These are all relatively new channels that I have just discovered within the last month. I don't think they've all just started up recently, but I've just discovered them. So they will be linked below. Go give them check out their channel. Then for B, to take the 3 booktube besties that I would hope to be my next door neighbors. This was hard to narrow it down to 3. Because there was quite a few that I was going through. I'm like, oh, how about them? How about them? But I had to go with the 3 that I kind of chat with the most and feel really, really close to. And that is my Read Happy co-hosts. So Alma from Alma's Book Journey, Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles, and Em from Em's Books Are Everywhere. So go check out those ladies as well. So that is the Prairie Trail tag. If I haven't tagged you and you want to do this tag, go right ahead and do it. It is really fun and really random to see random books that don't always get to talk about, right? So yeah, have a great day. Bye.